Efunroye, Osuntinubu was a coin. That's number one. Was a Yoruba nationalist. If she was alive, she's going to be happy with people like me. And people like you or the people in the audience listening to me. 2, 3. She was a warrior. She had her own private militia. So she was like Efunroye, also in Ibadan. She was like Madam Momosa, also from Ibadan. Those are warriors that fought in battles. But I'm not going to go to them today. She was a kingmaker. She determined who became kings in Lagos. Then it was Eko. She also determined who became king, Obas. In when Oba Oyekan and Oba Demola were also fighting for the throne of the Egbas in Abeokuta. So she was a kingmaker. She was the Aliko Dangote of her time. Her wealth, her power for a woman in the 19th century when Europeans were still treating their own women as slaves. She was a phenomenon. So she had immense power and riches. So she was a business Mongol. She was a powerful aristocrat. And I said she was a Yoruba nationalist. Now, she had a very humble beginning. She first married her husband, and her husband died untimely. She gave birth to 2 children with her husband, but she was a very hard-working woman. She started her life by selling leaves, barks, igilomanta. She used to sell firewood. She used to sell, her grandmother was good. So she was taught in the art of herbal medicine and all the rest. So she was born into the family of people that knew business. And it is this business, our business skills, our business acumen, that took her into the corridors of palaces across Yoruba land. You see, the Efunroye Osuntinubu story actually shows the role of Yoruba people in the construction of modern Lagos. And I know it's normal. If Efunroye Osuntinubu was maybe from Abeokuta or from Ondo or from Ekiti, I don't think anybody from the southeast is going to care. But you mentioned Efunroye Osuntinubu, and you want to talk about the history of Lagos with their own agenda in Lagos. They will be throwing tantrums because anytime you want to talk about the Yoruba history of Lagos, they are against it. They're against it. I remember 2 years ago, I wanted to speak about the history of Lagos. They came out and said, "No, how dare you talk about the history of Lagos?" This is how I knew we are dealing with expansionists in the 21st century. Expansionists in the 21st century. So, now let's go. How did this woman, that was neither a princess, she didn't come from a powerful nobility, she was a young widow, how all of a sudden, how did she acquire this power and might? She married Oba Adele, who was, the full name of Oba Adele is Oba Adele Ajosun. And she's the great-great-grandfather of the Oba Adele, who was an ally of Chief Obafemi Awolowo in the 1950s, who really helped the action group. So it's unfortunate. I see some people with Adele names, going about saying all sort of rubbish against Yoruba identity in 2024. That's why I said, the issue, this issue of people looking for ways to hit, they will deny their fathers and mothers. This is what the feudal system of Nigeria has caused us. But let's continue. So she married Oba Adele Ajosun. The Royal Stool of Lagos State is one of the most political stool. That Oba's chief stool is one of the most political stool in the world, in Yoruba land. The politics, the intricacies, they just continue to switch sides. So, and it was because of this instability in the Obaship position in Lagos State. That was how in Lagos. That was how in Eko. Let me start using Eko instead of Lagos, because as at the 1810, 1820, Lagos did not exist. It was known as Eko. And we pray and hope that a day is coming that Lagos State will be changed to Eko State. We hope and pray it's going to happen in our lifetime, because they are still relics of colonialism. So, when Oba Adele reigned, firstly was the Oba of Lagos between 1811 to 1821. And due to the palace politics, especially with the Benin influence and everything, he lost that stool and came back into that stool briefly between 1835 and 1837. The father of Oba Adele was Oba Ologun Kutere, and he had brothers. The brothers were Akitoye and Oshinlokun. It was during the period of exile of Oba Adele. That was when he married Efunroye Tinubu. And I think that woman must be a very beautiful woman. Because if you go through her history, she never married a poor person. Everybody she was marrying were very powerful. She must be a very pretty woman anyway. So that was just a form of people to just laugh about. So she has to be the Cleopatra or Artemis, or I don't know, the queen. I don't know. She's not Jezebel anyway, but she had power.